The Walking Dead, the final season, episode 4. Sure, we got happy family ending. Sure, Clementine is alive. Everyone is happy. Yay! But what if that is not the real ending and we are just playing with ourselves and just trying to give ourselves a fantasy world an ending that we know is not true? Let's talk about that. What is up, SmackNPie? SmackNPie here, back again with another Walking Dead video. If you're new here and want to see more gaming theories, news, and leaks, start now by hitting that subscribe button and that bell so you don't miss anything. Alright, a couple of days ago, I've been thinking about it ever since I played episode 4 and its ending, the linear ending, should I say. I've been thinking about this over and over again to the point where I was like, okay, I need to make a video about this. After I expressed my reaction on episode 4 ending, I got a couple of messages from you guys talking about what if this ending was not real? What if this ending is like us thinking and fantasizing that this is the ending that we all got? Now I understand that by no means I'm saying that that was not the real ending. Of course it was real. Of course Clementine is alive. Of course AJ alongside other school kids, they're alive and now they're moving on happily living together. Clementine is using crutches, and now they're happy and now they're moving on. Cool. But what if the possibility comes in of this is not the real ending? I really wanted to go into that scenario and think about how it would went, how things would have been different and changed if the odds were different, if we got different ending. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about. For the start, let's go all the way back to pre-Telltale bankruptcy scene, or most specifically Anderson, the producer of Telltale Games, from Telltale Games, when we made a video talking about the episode 4 ending revealed 7 months ago, where we talked about how maybe, just maybe, they have revealed the ending for The Walking Dead, the final season. One of the things that Anderson mentioned was players will not feel that they got the bad ending, and props to them, props to Skybound, props to Telltale writers for making sure that that's actually true. I've seen people are satisfied with the ending. I've seen people saying that this was the best ending of them all. I've seen people saying that this was meh ending, and I've also seen people saying this was the worst ending, but not a single person has said that this was the bad ending, because deep down we know that, hey, this does not count as bad ending in any way, shape, or form. So props to them, Telltale writers and Skybound, for making sure that that happened, that vision that they had before Telltale went rest in peace. So after theorizing and thinking about it, we finally got the ending of episode 4, and the ending was Clementine lived. But let's move on to part number 2, where James Barnes scene comes in, or most specifically, where we kinda sorta feels like, okay, that my friend, this is the ending. This is it. Clementine is going to die. AJ will have to choose, and we did. And that exactly kinda sorta happened for a couple of few minutes, even in fact first hour or so. AJ swing that axe and Clementine is nowhere to be seen. Boom, bam. People are crying, emotions left and right. Some people are still saying, no, this is not the end. He definitely swing for that leg. But you have emotions all over the place. And I specifically, because I wanted to believe that that's the reality, I wanted to believe that that's the truth, I accepted that. I accepted that that is the ending, because I wanted that ending in one way or another. Because for me, in my playthrough, Clementine's death would have made a lot of sense. But since it did not happen, I don't have to explain how. But let's move on to the third point. What if Clementine is actually dead, and what we saw post James Barnes scene was not actually true, rather it was AJ's dream? You see, Clementine's death sure was hard on everyone, every other school character, but it was hard specifically for AJ. You see, AJ is everything, was and is everything for Clementine, and Clementine is kinda sorta was and is everything for AJ as well. So that was specifically hardest thing of AJ's life. And seeing AJ taking over the responsibility of saving the day and kinda sorta growing on his own was literally the emotional thing I have ever witnessed in a video game. Sure, Last of Us in 2013 had emotional scenes as well. Sure, Life is Strange had has emotional scenes as well. Sure, The Walking Dead Season 1 has emotional scenes as well, but that was kinda, we knew that it was coming. But in Season 4, even though we knew it was coming, it did a fantastic job of keeping us on our toes and still playing with our emotions and giving a swerve ending. Let's put a scenario here. Let's suppose Clementine is dead after this. AJ now moved on. So how does the ending that we got in episode 4 is the real and not real ending at the same time? Well, it works something like this. AJ has been raised by Clementine. Clementine gets dreams and kinda sorta hallucinations from Lee, the man who protected and raised Clementine. And even though Clementine knows that seeing Lee in dream is not a real thing, but it's something that's in her mind and heart. That is exactly what AJ is going through. At first, when I saw Clementine, the first thing that my mind grabbed was, oh my god, AJ is going through the exact same thing. Clementine was seeing Lee, and now AJ seeing Clementine after Clementine's death. That was insanely going great. And we can live in that small fantasy as well. Let's assume that that was a dream. How would you explain Violet, Louis, and other school kids interacting with Clementine? Well, I have a good explanation to this. You see, when Clementine's barn scene was over, the first thing we saw was AJ on his own with Rosie. Yes, that's right, Rosie. And they were catching fish within a new home. That was going insanely well because I thought at that point that maybe AJ is now got a middle ground, kinda sorta, where he was like, I'm not gonna stay with you school kids while we're gonna interact and intersect with each other. Sometimes I'm gonna stay here in this shack and I'm gonna survive on my own, because that's how AJ is, to continue Clementine's whatever. And then the scene comes later where we see him meeting up with other school kids. Now here's the ending that I really think it should have all been. The whole thing post Clementine's death should have been a total dream of AJ that was not real. AJ was hoping and wishing that there was a way to fix all this. He was hoping and wishing that he would cut Clementine's leg, prompting and saving Clementine's life, and now Clementine is leading in any way, shape, or form the Erickson school and their characters, and that's what we exactly see in the ending, leading and prompting to, of course, AJ seeing everyone happy with Clementine, AJ seeing everyone back together, a happy family. You see, that's very rare to see this sort of happiness in the Walking Dead universe, and that's what exactly where my head went and my brain thought when the first time I saw this ending. It almost felt like impossible for this universe, because this universe just contains emotions, destruction, massacre, depression, deaths, and seeing a happy family, especially kids, surviving on their own is quite interesting to say the least, and it gives us a chance to go into the other direction as well. Sure, the possibilities from now on are insanely huge, and a lot of doors have been opened for the future, but if we go with the mindset of this was all AJ's dream, he was just thinking in his vision that maybe there was a chance, because let's face it, Clementine's injury, even though I explained it in some way, it is still flop in many other ways when it comes to science of The Walking Dead, because it is not consistent, and it's kinda sorta impossible if you think about it, because we've had same scenario with Lee with a little bit different features, but it was kinda sorta same the entire time. So what's next? AJ with and without school kids on his own, continuing Clementine's legacy. It kinda sounds a little bit boring, it kinda sounds a little bit depressing, it kinda sounds a little bit sad, but believe me, that's what I really wanted from final season episode 4, and that would have opened season 5 doors easily, because right now you need to have completely new characters. Not even, I mean, you could do with AJ, but you need to have a new set of characters to really make it refreshing and to start a new story, because then you would need to have a lot of consistencies from previous season, which is a hard thing for games like Telltale. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting where they go. But in the meantime, remember, this was all just a theory, or more specifically a dream, hallucination theory, and the guy gaming theory. Thanks for watching. I know, your energy's down. I'm kinda down right now. I don't know. I just wanted to make this video at the same time I was kinda not feeling it, so you can hear that my sickness got in the way. But yeah, I kinda enjoyed making this video. I kinda enjoyed going into this path of Clementine's death. But let me know what you guys think. What other endings you have had thought in your mind before episode 4 ending, and what ending would you go with if it was in your hands? Let me know all of that down in the comments. Remember, we upload videos every single day, whether it be gaming news, theories, and leaks, even let's plays coming very soon, so make sure to watch that. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, hit that like button. If you're new here, smack that subscribe button, become an official member of SmackNPie. I'm your host, SmackNPie, and until next time, take care of yourself and your family, stay humble, and be grateful, and peace.